Hi, my name is Amanda Allen, and we're going to play the game Who Wants to Be a Makerspacer? Just like the game Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. If you're playing with your class, you'll put them in two different teams. One team starts and plays until they miss a question, and then the play goes to the opponent team. Players on each team will rotate to answer the questions individually without help. Each team has one 50-50 option, which means that it'll delete a couple of questions and narrow it down for them, or they can do a call out where they get a little bit of help that way, or they can get help from their team during each game. Whichever team wins the $1 million question wins extra credit points. And so on the side over here, you'll see all the different amounts and then how many points each amount equals to. Okay, let's get started. And the first question is for $100. A makerspace is a place where young people have an opportunity to explore their own interests, develop creative projects, learn to use tools and materials, or all three things. And the answer is all three things. And so as a teacher or librarian, you would just you would have the answer sheet and you would tell them which was the correct answer. For the $200 question, what is something one would not see in a makerspace? Creating, producing, worksheets, or sharing. And then you would give them a little bit of time to answer. And if they need to ask for help, they can use one of those options. But the correct answer is C, worksheets. You would not see worksheets in a makerspace. For $300, what sort of skills are necessary in today's world, but students are reluctant to develop? A, problem solving skills, B, technology skills, C, artistic, and D, literacy skills. And then you would give them some time to answer. Maybe they need to discuss why. Maybe they could narrow it down to two and they're still trying to decide. You might even want to give them, like a 1 minute timer if they're taking too long. But the answer is A, problem solving skills are necessary. For $500, when students problem solve, blank is actually an essential part of learning and should be emphasized as essential. A, listening, B, failure, C, partnership, D, success. Well, failure is actually an essential part of learning. So the answer is B. For $1,000, what sort of games create a great collaborative learning experience? A, hide and seek, B, pin the tail on the donkey, C, ring around the rosies, or D, board games. And then you would give them a 1 minute time limit. Let them decide, oh, they might need some help from a teammate. And the answer is D, board games create a great collaborative learning experience. For $2,000, a judged contest to see who can best build the Eiffel Tower with Legos is part of the what stage? A, the using stage, B, experimenting stage, C, tinkering stage, D, creating stage. Well, they're all different stages of the learning process in makerspaces, but C is the answer. Judging a contest to see who can best build the Eiffel Tower is part of the tinkering stage. For $4,000, Trisha Kwan's book, The Makerspace Manual, names this item to include for creating and designing inexpensively. A, newspaper, B, recycled materials, C, cardboard, or D, all of the above. Well, since they're all items to include for creating and designing inexpensively, the answer is D, all of the above. For $8,000, which learning skill is not part of the five C's? A, cooperation, B, collaboration, C, citizenship, and D, critical thinking. They all start with C, but one of them is not part of the five C learning skills, and that is A, cooperation. For $16,000, what is a downside of having a makerspace? A, cost, B, messiness, C, noise, and D, all of the above. Well, there are some downsides that librarians don't enjoy. But really, the upsides, they are so much better than the downsides. And it's so beneficial. But there are some downsides, and all three of them are cost, messiness, and noise are all downsides of having a makerspace. So D, all of the above is your answer. For $25,000, what kind of activities will always make learning more meaningful and solidify the concepts learned? Outdoor activities, group activities, hands-on activities, or social emotional learning activities? And the answer is hands-on activities. They always make learning more meaningful and solidify the concepts learned. All right, we're getting some money here. $50,000 question. The what kind of mindset says that talents and abilities can be developed through effort? Fixed mindset, open mindset, growth mindset, or closed mindset? Well, in the book, it talks about fixed mindset and growth mindset a lot. The growth mindset says that talents and abilities can be developed through effort. For $100,000, why are libraries a great place to have a makerspace? A, most libraries are in the center of the school anyway. B, libraries are known as centers that provide knowledge, books, tools, community, access, and learning. C, librarians are good at sharing. Or D, most classroom teachers don't like makerspaces. Well, the answer is B. Libraries are known as centers that provide knowledge, books, tools, community access, and learning. For $250,000, relying on who will cause problems when trying to run a makerspace? Relying on the principal, relying on yourself, relying on parents, or relying on teachers? What will cause problems when trying to run a makerspace? Relying on yourself. You should always ask for lots of help when trying to run a makerspace. Ask lots of help from people in your school and community. For $500,000, what is something not needed in a makerspace? A, movable furniture. B, a spacious area. C, cleaning supplies. Or D, brainstorming ideas. Well, after some time and letting the team talk, they will probably say that cleaning supplies is not needed. And some people might disagree with that. I like to have some cleaning supplies when doing my maker spaces, but it is not something that the book talks about that is needed. What is a possible item to be included in a makerspace? Safety goggles, instructions, calculator, or Legos? Well, the answer is Legos. Safety goggles might be something important, but it's not mentioned in the book. What is not, for $700,000, what is not a way to market your makerspace? A, word of mouth. B, social media. C, school newsletter. Or D, printing press. Well, since we don't really use the printing press anymore, D would be the answer for 2022. We don't really use the printing press, but social media, word of mouth, and school newsletter are all ways to market your makerspace. What is a question to consider when planning your makerspace? A, who will use it? B, who will monitor it? C, where will you get ideas? Or D, all of the above? There are lots of questions to consider when planning your makerspace, and all of the above are great questions to consider. So D is our answer for $800,000. For $900,000, all are ways to assess learning except A, anecdotal records, B, student stories, C, blog, or D, Scantrons. Well, 2022, we don't really use Scantrons anymore, and anecdotal records, student stories, and blogs are great ways to assess the learning in your makerspaces. So, which one does not assess? D, Scantrons. That's your answer. For $900,500, what is a way to fund your makerspace? A, donations, B, grants, or C, PTO money? The book talks about all of these things are great ways to fund your makerspace. Don't try to pay for it all yourself. Write a grant, ask for donations, get your PTO involved. And the $1 million question. 3D printers, coding, and virtual reality are examples of what? A. Items that are too difficult for students. B. Expensive items not to bother with. C. Non-educational toys. Or D. Trending technology. And the answer for $1 million is D, trending technology. You don't have to have all of these things in your makerspace, but they are wonderful things to write grants for and ask for donations for so that you can have them in your library makerspace. Students love them and enjoy them, and they are trending. Thank you so much. I hope you have fun with this game. Use it in your library to teach students and teachers what makerspaces are. Thank you so much.